Hello everyone, welcome back to Tactical Motifs. I'm Aniket, an Arena International Master. This is episode 3, and today we are learning discovered attacks. So, first of all, what is discovered attack? A discovered attack happens when one piece moves away and it reveals an attack from the piece behind it. Usually, it's a rook, bishop, or a queen, because these pieces attack in straight lines. Now let's see what's happening in this position is this rook is attacking the queen. It's a hidden, but it is. And now we just need to simply move the knight from in between and attack on some different piece, and we will be able to win the queen. So how it works is we'll simply move the knight to e5, and now it's a check, so he has to move the king, and whenever he moves the king, we'll win the queen and we'll win the game. So this is an example of discovered attack. Now, a discover check is the same idea, but the revealed attack is check on the king. And discover checks are very powerful because opponent must respond to the check first. That often means you win material. So in this position, this rook is attacking on the king. Yes, for now it's hidden. And now he'll simply move the knight and attack the queen. It's a check. King has to move and we are going to win the queen. And that is an example of discovered check. In this video, I'll show you 6 legendary positions where discover attacks decide the game. So let's start. Position 1 is Larry Evans versus Walter Brown from the US Open Chess Championship 1971. Larry Evans was one of the strong American grandmasters and a famous chess author. Walter Brown was a top class fighter known for sharp tactics and fearless attacking chess. So, if we see this position, it's almost equal. White is having a slightly advantage because of an extra pawn. And white simply played b3 because rook was attacking on b2. And here, black did a mistake and he played rook d2. And white replied with rook d7. And yes, this pawn is hanging on a3. And he just captured the pawn on a3. So pause your video and find the best move for white. And yes, he played rook d8 check, and king is having only one option, which is h7, and the move was knight f6. And yes, it looks like the knight is hanging, which is true, but we don't care about the knight in this position, we care about the rook. You remove the knight from in between and give a check with the knight, and now he captured the knight, obviously, and you win the rook, and here it's clearly winning position. They played this game for two more moves. He played knight b5, and here white played rook d5, and black just simply resigned the game. The idea is the knight is attacked, and knight has to move, and whenever you move the knight to like a c3, there's simply check. You're also gonna win the pawn, and it's rook versus knight, and easily winning game for the white. Now, let's go to the next one. Position 2 is Viswanathan Anand versus Joel Lautier from Bale 1997. Anand is a 5-time world champion and one of the fastest calculators in the chess history. Lautier was an elite French grandmaster known for sharp preparation and strong tactical vision. In this position, black is putting a pressure on the knight and the rook at the same time, and knight is pinned by the queen. So it looks like black is better, but Anand shows us it's not. And he played a brilliant move, simply f3. Hanged his knight, hang the rook. The idea is the bishop cannot go back now. And here he can capture knight takes c3, b takes c3, queen takes c3, and then he will play bishop d2. And now queen has to move, so probably queen takes d4. And game continues on. But he did not. And here he played bishop b4 and Anand played a calm move, king f2, simply attacking on the bishop. So he played bishop takes c3, pawn captures back, queen captures. And now if you see the rook is attacked on a1, Anand played rook b1 and black simply captured the pawn on d4. And now the fun started. Anand captured the pawn on b7 with the rook, and here black played rook d8, and it looks like everything is under control. but it's not. Pause the video and take your time and find the best move for white. And here, the move was h6. And it looks like it's a free pawn. That's true, it is a free pawn. And when he captures back, Anand played a brilliant move, which is bishop g6. Yes, hanging his bishop. But this bishop cannot be captured because black's queen is hanging as well. And yes, you might be thinking, why can't black capture white queen? Yes, he can. But if he does, it's simply a forced checkmate in 4, which starts with rook takes e6 check. And if you see, the bishop is pinning the pawn, so rook can capture it with a check. And now king has to move on f8. There's a bishop takes h6 check, king g8, bishop take f7 is checkmate with the help of rook and bishops. So that is why black cannot capture the queen. So he tried his best and he played knight e7. His idea is now queen can capture the queen and also bishop is attacked. And now bishop cannot take on f7 because he blocked the path of rook. And it looks like everything is under control. But it's not. Anand played queen takes d4, rook takes d4, and here he simply played rook d3. Anand saw one thing, he's winning and he can trade the pieces. So that's why he played rook d3. And yes, the bishop is still hanging, but you can't take the bishop because there's a rook hanging. He played rook d8, just going back. But Anand simply captured on d8, king takes d8, and he simply back with the bishop d3. And if you see, this bishop is hanging, and we got this position where blacks see the black's pawn structure. It's a terrible pawn structure. There are 4 pawn islands, and white is having only 3 pawn islands. Also, with an extra pawn, white is simply winning, and that is the reason black simply resigned the game in this position. Now, let's go to the next one. Position 3 is Carlos Torre versus Emanuel Lasker from Moscow 1925. Carlos Torre was a brilliant tactical player for clean combinations. And Emanuel Lasker was the second world champion and he held the world title for 27 years, the longest in the chess history. So let's see what's happening in this position is White simply played knight c4 and his idea is he's threatening to capture on d6 which will be simply a fork. And yes, at the same time the bishop is hanging and there's a pin here and on the pin on that side as well. So the position is complicated. Here, black doesn't want white to capture on d6, so he played queen d5, just protecting the pawn on d6. And here, white continued with the game with knight e3. He should have just captured the pawn and try to control the f6 via like this. But here, he did a mistake and he played queen b5. And here, he simply lost the game. Pause the video and take your time and find the best move for white. And here the move was bishop f6. Yes, white is sacrificing a queen for a king. So let's see what happened in the game is black simply captured the queen and now the fun starts. White played rook takes g7 check, king has to go there and he played rook takes f7 with check and that's a discover check. So now king has to move and king is having not too many options. So king is having only one option which is g8 and he simply gave a check, king h8, and here he captured the bishop with a check and he won the bishop as well. And after king g8, he gave another check, and after that he win the even queen as well. It's a check, king has to go to h7. And here we got this position where he won the queen, won the bishop, and won the pawn, and that is known as windmill. And here black played king g6. He simply played rook h3, king captures the bishop, rook takes h6 check, king g5. And here the game continued for a few more moves, but white is clearly better in this position. So here he got 3 pawns, and out of these 3 pawns, 2 are the passed pawns. And here, yes, the rook is attacked, but he will move the rook and he will enjoy his winning position. And that is why, after a few moves, black resigned the game because there's nothing can be done. Now, let's go to the next one. Position 4 is Anatoly Karpov versus Peter Lacko from Tilburg 1996. Karpov was the 12th world champion and one of the most accurate players ever. Peter Lacko was a world class grandmaster known for solid and very precise chess. In this position, White King is not safe but it's the same for the black king as well. And here, white is having slightly advantage for a specific reason, which we are gonna get to know soon. And here, black simply played rook a8, putting the rook and attacking on the king. And here, white played e6. Black simply sacrificed the rook on d4. White captured back, and black played bishop takes e4. Pause the video and find the best move for white. And in this position, there's only one move which is working, and that is definitely not to capture the bishop because you cannot. It's a pin. So now the move is rook takes h6, simply sacrificing his rook. And now its queen is attacked, and queen has to capture it back. And he played queen e3. And his idea is he has made a pin, and now the simple threat is knight f7, which will be a check, and queen will be captured. And if it doesn't do anything, the bishop is attacked. And there is no good way to handle this position. The best way in this position is knight c4, but it doesn't help either because after bishop takes c4, there's a queen h2 check, but bishop goes back to e2, just protecting it. And here, there's nothing can be done. He can play bishop g6, but the position is lost for black. And if it doesn't give a check on c4, it looks like, okay, why can't queen go to g6? And it is fine. He's protecting the bishop and everything is fine. But unfortunately, this move will lose to the same idea, which is knight f7. And this time, queen is not attacking the queen, but the rook is attacking the queen. And either he give up a queen on f7 or he simply move the king on g8 and here he give up a queen like that. So anyways, his queen cannot be saved and he can clearly see that, and that is why in this position white simply resigned the game. Now let's go to the next one. Position 5 is Richard Reti versus Savely Tartakova from Vienna 1910. Reti was one of the most creative players of his era and a pioneer of hypermodern chess, while Tartakova was a top grandmaster famous for sharp play and brilliant ideas. And here we got this position where white simply castled on the long side and white is having slight advantage of his active pieces. And here black should be playing a normal move like a bishop e7 and then followed by castle, and he is just fine. But unfortunately, black did a blunder here, which is just the eighth move of this game, and he played knight takes e4, which is simply a blunder. Pause the video and find the best move for white. And black missed a queen sacrifice on move 9. And here white played queen d8 check and king is having no other option, so black capture it, and now there's a bishop g5, which is a discover check and double check at the same time. So now king is having no other option but just to go either on c7 and on e8. In the game, he played king c7 and there's a checkmate on bishop d8 because bishop is controlling b6 and rook is controlling all the squares which are accessible to the king. And if king goes to the e8, the result will not be any different because rook d8 will be simply a checkmate. So now you can see how dangerous it is to play your moves casually and not focus on all the tactical ideas. Now, let's go to the next one. Position 6 is Predrag Nikolic versus Veselin Topalov from Linares 1997. Nikolic was a strong grandmaster with deep positional understanding, and Topalov became world champion later, aggressive attacking chess and tactical power. So this position is quite complex. The king has castle on the both side, but there's a bishop on d4 which is very active, and there's the other bishop on b2, which is not that active, but if white simply move the knight, the bishops might trade up, and most of the black pieces are on the queen side, so probably he will be able to do something on the queen side. And here white continue the game with f4, attacking the knight. He simply moved the knight to g4, and obviously queen can't capture because this queen is protecting it. And here he played queen f3, and everything was quite going well. and black played rook b4, he's trying to come in the center or probably the king side. And here white did a blunder, which is h3. He doesn't like the knight here, and he's attacking on the knight, and his plan is to remove the knight from here. White missed something here. So pause the video here and find the best move for black. In this position, Topalov played knight e5. Why is he hanging his knight? It's never about the knight. It's about the king. And the problem is the bishop is guarding g1, so king can't go to g1, and this queen is attacking on h3. And if white tries to capture the knight, it is simply a checkmate in one. That's it, game over in 23rd move. So that is why knight cannot be captured. But the problem is if we try to move the king by any way, like f5, g4, even king h2, it doesn't matter because he's gonna lose a queen. And if he lost a queen against Topalov, he knows he's just gone. So that is why in this position, he simply resigned the game. So that was discovered attacks with 6 legendary positions. Remember the simple idea. If a rook, bishop, or queen is lined up behind your pieces, always ask, if I move this piece, what attack gets revealed? If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you subscribe for more tactical motifs. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.